The Denver Broncos are once again the center of attention, making waves across the NFL and leaving other teams envious. Outside of the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles, no team has been talked about more than the Broncos. And there's a reason for that. Change is happening in Denver. We've been at rock bottom, but when you hit the lowest point, the only way is up. And this isn't a slow climb. It's a powerful comeback, like dropping a super bouncy ball on concrete and watching it soar. Experts and analysts from across the league are now saying what Broncos fans have been hoping for. Denver is on the path to a Super Bowl with Sean Payton leading the way. Payton has reassured fans, easing any doubts that may have surfaced after his postseason press conference. The excitement is real, and the buzz around the Broncos is growing louder every day. Even during Super Bowl week, when all eyes should be on the big game, Denver keeps finding its way into the conversation. Whether it's Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, or Cowboys content creators, everyone is talking about the Broncos. If you're a fan like me, you know this energy is different. This isn't just another season. This is the start of something big. There are plenty of examples to prove it, but let's start with some exciting news. Sean Payton recently gave an incredible interview with Kay Adams. If you're feeling sluggish at work and need a quick boost, forget the coffee. Just watch this interview. Trust me, it's the kind of energy that makes you want to run through a wall. During his postseason press conference, the vibes were low. Payton was still frustrated from the tough loss to the Buffalo Bills, and it showed. At times, he spoke about what makes a great quarterback, repeatedly saying, "We think we found that with Bo Nix." Even George Payton echoed that statement. But that left some Broncos fans confused. Wasn't the team all in on Nix? Were his stats misleading? Was he not as good as we thought? Well, Sean Payton put those doubts to rest. In this latest interview, he couldn't stop praising Nix. It feels like he's moved past the frustration of that loss and is now fully embracing the future. It's like he just realized all over again he's found his guy, and so have we. One of the biggest questions about Nix coming into the season was whether he was just a check-down king. But after hearing Payton's excitement, it's clear the Broncos believe they've got something special. Some critics doubted whether Bo Nix had the arm strength to succeed in the NFL. But when Kay Adams asked Sean Payton what surprised him most about Nix, his response was clear. His mobility, his speed, and most importantly, his fantastic arm strength. Let's not forget Payton coached an aging and injured Drew Brees through the final years of his career and still kept the Saints in playoff contention. Brees wasn't athletic and his arm strength had faded, yet Payton made it work. Now he looks at Nix and sees something even better, a stronger, faster, and more athletic version of Drew Brees. That's wildly exciting for Broncos fans. And then there was the moment, the clip I want as my ringtone. Payton looked Kay Adams in the eye. Remember, this is the same reporter he told midseason, "We're going to make the playoffs. And the next time I win just 7 games will be the first time." He doesn't sugarcoat things with her. And what did he say this time? "Listen, we're going to be a problem." He said it with pure confidence, leaning back, legs crossed, completely sure of what's coming. It gave me chills. If you weren't hyped before, you should be now, because Sean Payton believes in this team. When Sean Payton said, "We're going to be a problem," he meant it. He even brought up the Kansas City game, reminding everyone that the Broncos outplayed the Chiefs in their own stadium. He knows exactly what he has in Bo Nix, and that alone should have Broncos fans fired up. It's no surprise the team is being talked about so much. Other teams are starting to feel the shift, and honestly, they're probably a little jealous. During his press conference, Kay Adams pushed Payton on what the Broncos must have this season versus what's just nice to have. One of the key takeaways, the team needs a joker player, someone who can be a game changer on offense, whether that's a running back or a tight end. Then came an interesting comment. With all the rumors swirling around players like Cooper Kupp, T. Higgins, and Chris Godwin, Payton said, "We're stronger at receiver than some would think." That's a big statement. It suggests that instead of prioritizing a wide receiver in the draft, he's looking for an elite playmaker, someone who can fit that joker role. Whether it's Colston Loveland, Tyler Warren, or JY, watch for the Broncos to target a difference maker at pick number 20. So for those mock drafts predicting a wide receiver in the first round, Payton's words suggest otherwise. His focus is clear. He wants a true stud in that joker position. Sean Payton made one thing clear. He believes the Broncos are stronger at wide receiver than most people think. He broke it down by highlighting key players and their growth throughout the season. First, he praised Marvin Mims, pointing out how much he developed and how the team finally figured out how to maximize his impact. They always knew he was a great returner, but as the season progressed, they found ways to get him the ball in space and use him as a dynamic playmaker. Then there's Troy Franklin. Payton spoke highly of his growth, reminding everyone of that beautiful touchdown he scored in Buffalo to put the Broncos up 7-0. That moment showed real chemistry between Franklin and Bo Nix, proving they have something special brewing. He also gushed about Devin V and his impressive skill set, but one of the biggest surprises, Trent McDuffie, the all-star cornerback for the Kansas City Chiefs, was asked to name 2 of the top 3 wide receivers in the NFL. He listed Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and Courtland Sutton. Yes, our Courtland Sutton. That speaks volumes about how respected Sutton is across the league. So let's break it down. We have a Rookie of the Year candidate in Bo Nix, a Chiefs star cornerback calling Sutton a top 3 receiver, and a receiving core that is stronger than people realize. Add in the chemistry building within this team, and the pieces are all there for something truly special. And just when you think the excitement stops there, another major piece of news dropped after Sean Payton's interview with Kay Adams. One of the coolest things to come out after Sean Payton's interview with Kay Adams, Payton went on vacation and spent time golfing with Bo Nix, Jarrett Stidham, and Zach Wilson. Seriously, name another coach who is this close with his players. He didn't just text them or check in. He showed up in Cabo and hit the golf course with them. That kind of connection is rare. Players love him, and he genuinely cares about them. There was even a segment on the show featuring Cam Jordan, who has a great relationship with Payton. Their chemistry and camaraderie were obvious. It's not easy for a coach to balance accountability with building strong bonds, but Payton does it effortlessly. He's the type of coach who can push his players to be their best while still being the guy they want to hang out with, even on vacation. That's a rare and special quality. And if you don't want to take my word for it, or even Kay Adams' word for it, listen to Vic Fangio. He's known for being a bit grumpy and has no reason to hype up the Broncos, yet when asked about the team, he didn't hesitate. He straight up said, Sean Payton is a great coach, and the Broncos will be back in the Super Bowl with him there. That's huge. Broncos fans have believed this all along. Payton has hinted at it. The ownership group has alluded to it. But now you have a respected defensive mind who has every reason to be bitter, saying the same thing. That tells you something. Sean Payton is different. Some people might assume Payton is frustrated with all the changes happening in the coaching staff. The Broncos have lost several key personnel this offseason. Assistants, scouts, and position coaches have moved on. But Payton isn't discouraged. If anything, he seems more determined. He looked straight into the camera and said it again. The Denver Broncos are going to be a problem. And at this point, there's no reason to doubt him.